Hey everyone, I'm going to start with the intro to hand tracking workshop. So basically, you're going to learn to use this framework called MediaPipe, and we're going to do something called pose detection. Before I start with the main concepts, I'm going to show you a demo of the code working, so you can see how it's going to work, and then you can listen on what goes on behind this and how it works, and then I can show you how the code works and go through that as well. So let's pull up the demo. No, not that.
Wait. This is not seen there.
Not that.
Yeah, it's not there. Wait.
Run it.
No, but it's not seen there.
Yeah, wait. Boom. Double tap that.
Oh.
So you take that. So basically, this is the live feed of the camera, and from that, he's holding the camera there, and you can see that it does a live detection of your pose. It uses this framework called MediaPipe and gets it to work. Wait, let me show it a bit more. Wait, Anirudh, can you raise your hand?
I can raise my two hands.
So yeah. So if you can see the demo, you can see that every point has a marking on it to show his hands, shoulders, legs, arms, and everything can be tracked from angle, length. You can track every single point of this specifically. I'm gonna go over the concepts of how it works, but this is what I'm gonna be explaining overall, which you can, it's super simple to set up. It's like 40 lines of code, which I will show the repository as well. And yeah, we can get started from there. Okay. So stop this. And then go there.
Okay, makes sense. Agenda.
So going over the agenda, I'm going to go through the intro, some of the introductory concepts that you need to get started with MediaPipe and how it works. Then I will talk a little on the outside level of core ML concepts. I don't understand all the concepts fully too. It's really hard, and I'm just going to go on an outer level description of how that works. And then I'll go through pose estimation because that's what we're going to be doing. There are a lot of features to pose estimation that I'll go through in the slides. And it's not going to be a hands-on coding, but I'm going to show you the code that I wrote, and we're going to go line by line through the whole code to see how easy it is to use MediaPipe for your projects. So let's get started. One thing that I like to say is that in my slides, I usually don't have a lot of text, and more than text, I just have images so that you can visually understand what's going on. So, like for example, if you see the picture of this footballer, it would take me so long to like actually explain the points and everything in it. So I put a picture of it, and I can explain to you that these are the dots and this is how it's being tracked compared to me just trying to explain with a bunch of stuff on the slides. Okay, so let's get started with that. Wait. So what is computer vision? So it's basically teaching computers how to interpret images. It's what we do with our eyes. We look at objects around us and we try to identify what it is. Like we see a laptop, we see chairs, we see tables. And the same thing that we're trying to do, we're trying to connect a brain to a camera in simple terms and try to make it identify the objects around us. And with this, we can go into how exactly it can detect. It doesn't do it on its own. It has to be trained. And this is an example of how we are giving it an image and we do this first thing called classification. Any image that you feed to the program, you give a label to it. So for example, this is given as a dog. And then another step to that is detection to show where exactly in the image is the dog. If we show it to that, it would accurately predict it even more. There are more advanced ways that they predict. Usually people don't do this. You create the borders, train it a little bit, and then you ask it to do the segmentation. So segmentation is giving a color to each object that it sees. Like here you can see the cars are yellow, the road is blue, and the people are pink, so that the computer vision model easily understands every single pixel and what exactly each pixel is. In our media pipe, the main thing we are doing is key point estimation. We're not taking the whole image, we're trying to just get the joints and the body parts of a person and use that to detect like if they're running, they're playing games or any type of sports or golf, like anything you can detect from it. So going to pose estimation is we're finding the body landmarks. There are two types in this. There's 2D pose estimation and 3Ds. For our media pipe, we wouldn't necessarily need to use 3D. It's mostly 2D, which is just going to be the X and Y axis. It's easily able to comprehend what part where it is if we just use the 2D. 3D is more of examples you can think of what's used in augmented reality and virtual reality. That's where they focus on using 3D pose estimation. So let's go over some real world scenarios where you can use this in terms of like a hackathon. If you're doing a project and you could, if it's like a sports related project and you need to see how you're detecting stuff, like how accurately someone is standing while playing golf. I've seen examples of you're doing your bicep tracking but using the angle from 180 degrees to 90 degrees to checking if the person is doing the bicep curls well. You can use it for badminton to check like the birdies and like the positions that people stand in. It has a lot of applications. It is like limitless on what you can do with this because almost everything you use your body for, you can use this media pipe framework. And since it's a starter thing, it's like a starter code for everyone to go with. And one of the core ML concepts that MediaPipe is using that I'm not going to go super into is deep neural networks. These networks learn to spot joints and landmarks through examples. It's basically you give it like a million pictures and you say that, and you mark each point of the joints so that it recognizes that, okay, these are the joints that I need to look at. Using that, you keep training it and it goes through a lot of things. So this is like kind of a layer kind of way that it tries to track what it is. So you the first layer is going to be like extracting the basic features, which is like edges and textures. And then if you see layer 4, it would be more color coded things it tries to match up. Like, for example, if you're playing badminton, I think it's going to be more of blue stuff. So it'll be able to detect what sport you're playing using the colors you have in it. Like that, it goes through different layers. And then at the end, it finally reaches one type of thing. It might be, here it's like a person or it might be an object. It reaches one single place with some accuracy level that it shows. That's what the deep neural networks is. And a subset of deep neural networks is convolutional neural networks. And this is mostly used for images as well. It detects edges, shapes, and later complex features. And then with that, it tries to do things like face recognition, image classification, object detection. All of this comes under CNNs. Now, let's go into media pipes pose pipeline. So it's again taking a skeleton of your body parts and using that to track what you're doing or where you are. And this is how it works. The steps. First, it tries to detect what it is. It puts some there's like a CNN process that it uses to find the regions to get the exact precise location of the joints. And then from there, it tracks like the stability of the whole thing to make sure everything is working properly and smoothly. Like it's not like a body can just keep teleporting between places. It's more of a continuous frame that works. So it adds landmarks to track each thing frame by frame. And after that, from there, it as it tracks it, it keeps account of each single point that's in it. And this is an example of media pipe exactly. When I run the demo now, as I ran it before, you will see some numbers that you notice on each joint. This is basically those numbers. This means that you can exactly target whichever joint you want. Like if you want to target biceps, it's going to be 11, 13, 15, and if you want to do the other hand, it's 12, 14, 16. So using that, you can just pick out the ones you want. right now the code you saw was basically displaying all the joints. You can specify which ones you want based on which project, which body parts you use on. You can specify the things you have, and on that is the confidence score as well. I will run it again and you'll be able to see the confidence score that comes. That is a number between 0 and 1, which shows how confident the model is in predicting that value. We use that to say that if the confidence level is less than 0.7, then don't hit enter. Because sometimes you might see it might inaccurately detect some objects and think it's a human. And to reduce that, you can tweak the confidence score to get a better value. Yeah, I'm gonna move to the code now. Wait, swipe. What's that there? Wait, I need the thing is streaming, right? Okay. As you can see, the code is only 55 lines. I'm going to go through a little bit line by line so you can understand what's going on, how to tweak stuff. So when you start your project in MediaPipe, you can use this to easily get started and work from here. ChatGPT helps a lot as well when you want to modify the code to get what you want. So cv2.video capture is what we use to get the camera input, and you can use this cv2 on Windows and Mac easily. It's just a pip install you do and you get the cv2 working. And since we're using MediaPipe, we're just importing some frameworks. We're not training any data for this. It's all going to be just the frameworks. Once you read it, you get the image out of it. There is one thing that we kind of have a workaround for, is that the image you get from CV2 is in BGR, and MediaPipe needs RGB to recognize the pose. So we convert it from BGR, you can see here, you convert it from BGR to RGB, and then you run the media pose on it. So it processes the image and puts the joints and recognizes each pixel in it. And then you again change it back to BGR, from RGB back to BGR. And then once you get the landmarks, it's basically a function. As soon as you run the media pipe, you get a function. From there, right now what my code is doing is it's printing every single point on it. So IDX from pose landmarks is every single number. If you saw the presentation, this is what all the IDX represents. I'm just going through a for loop through all the points that are on it. Your IDX number would change based on what parts you work on. So I can specifically say, let's work on 15, 13, 11, 12, 14, 16, depending on which thing you want to do. If you want to target the legs, it would just be 27, 25, 23, 24, 26, 28. So your IDX number would just be the ones you want. And from there, I am putting a text on each thing. Like you'll see a bunch of numbers once I run it again. Those numbers are basically the point number and the confidence of it. Just for reference now, I'm gonna increase the size of the reference so that of the thing so that we'll be able to see it more clearer on a big screen. And yeah, we use I'm sure just to show the image on our screen, and then that's basically it. Most of the things are just has been got from the media pipe. So let's run this again. I'm gonna try to increase the size. Let's put 10. Where's my camera? Oh, it's here. Hey, can you guys kind of stand there? I feel like the size. Come closer. You're too far. Expand. Come closer. Come closer. What? Wait. Wait. I don't. Wait, swing sit down. Wait, bro. No, it's just too thick. This is not the number. Let me try this. Give me 1 second. All right. Oh yeah, come closer. Yeah, as you can see, I'm hoping all of you can see the numbers. You can see 12, 14, 11, and 13 on his thing. And you can see all the numbers and the confidence score. Some of the places it says 0.99 and some of the places it says 1. You can control the angle between each of it as well to detect properly what it is. So each point has a number based on the thing. Using this, you can work on your projects to get it done. I can share like the GitHub repository, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about this on how it works? Or you want to try something around? All right, that's cool. People are busy. Wait, I'm curious. Okay. Let me close this. Oh, you want to see?
No, I'm good. So many.
Yeah, I got your whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
We have 5 Cs.
Dummy sniper. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's all for the workshop. I just wanted to show this so that everyone can use it in your projects. I think it's pretty late to start with a computer vision project right now, but if you have any questions or you want to work on this computer vision project with MediaPipe for the future, there's not just pose detection, there is hand detection, so it detects every single finger. There's face detection for this as well. There's mesh detection. There's a lot of things that the MediaPipe website has that you can easily use in your Python code for your next computer vision project. But that's all for this workshop. Thank you, everyone.